There's a viral video making its rounds on the internet, and it features a competition that took place in Russia. Now, the competition is all about keeping your hand on a car. There's about 5 individuals doing this, and the last person to keep his or her hand on the car wins, and they win this big prize, right? Well, unfortunately, one female contestant on the show got a terrible, terrible reaction from a male contestant. The video is really graphic and difficult to watch, but with that warning, let's take a look.
Руками стоять.
О, что делать? Ой, сейчас после вот этих движений у меня прям столько вопросов к тебе.
Вот это вообще было зря. Воу, вот, не надо было.
Доигралась, малышка.
Вот это...
Да.
Тут надо...
Она напросилась реально.
Скорую. Я думаю, что надо скорую, скорее всего.
Блин, ну это вообще уже жестко.
Ну как?
Да сколько можно реально терпеть ее?
Now, I don't know how real that is. It could have been staged for ratings. That's always a possibility. But for the sake of the conversation, let's just talk about it as if it's real and not staged. What's amazing is you can see the other contestants still keeping their hands on the car as this is happening. I mean, who gives a shit about the prize? Someone just got assaulted in front of you. I mean, I would do whatever I could, even with my small frame, to protect that woman or get that guy away from her. He seems really dangerous. But I want to know what you guys think. Christian, make your point.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't look staged to me. It looked like he whacked her pretty good right there. But I love how after he did it, he slams his hand back on the car, like if he did something good for humanity. It's like, yeah, I did that. Respect me. It was ridiculous. I mean, that was just. I don't know. How can you get so upset when a woman's trying to tease you? Like, I don't get upset when women try to tease me. It's kind of like I kind of go along with it. No.
That's good to know. Maytha, what about you? Make your point.
I was actually going to make a similar sort of point about the slamming the hand down, but before that, like, so completely horrifying. I wasn't expecting my emotional reaction to it to be so severe. But the slamming of the hand down afterwards was really interesting, not only because he was proud, but he lost. He took his hand off the car.
Yeah. That's it, dude. Yeah.
I know, you lost, and now you want to regain this position on this car?
Yeah, just to buttress what Christian said about the guy, putting his hand on the car as if like he did something to be proud of. I mean, how weak and pathetic is that guy? Nothing looks weaker and more pathetic than a man who is physically stronger than a woman or physically stronger than anyone putting his hands on that other individual, right? You look like such a weak piece of shit. And the fact that the commentators in that show didn't really seem to do much and the contestants were standing there and they just allowed it to happen, I don't know what it means. I don't know if this is something that happens on a regular basis and people are desensitized to it. But when you see a random act of violence like that, you should at least speak out. And that's not what I saw in that video.
Well, and I don't know a lot of Russian, but oopla was the response. I can imagine that wasn't one of, okay, we should come and intervene and help her out.
I know, it's crazy. All right, here's a question for the story. If you could punch one person, dead or alive, who would it be and why? Maytha.
I abhor rude people. So if it's somebody cutting you off in line because they just didn't want to recognize your human being existence, or funny enough, I was going to say Iggy Azalea because, I mean, she likes blackness when she can appropriate it and make money off of it, but it's not cool to be black anymore when we are in discussions about police brutality and racial profiling. So yeah, step up to the plate or get punched.
Yeah, damn. I like this side of you.
Yeah, I like Maytha. Yeah.
Christian, what about you?
First of all, I'd like to punch that guy in the face because that was fucked up.
Yeah.
But second of all, I think you might find this a little shocking, but hear me out. I think I'd like to punch Hall & Oates.
Why?
Listen.
My God.
Listen, hear me out. Because if I punched them and I severely injured them, then maybe we could take their place on tour and we could tour the country as Hall & Oates or maybe Kasparian Lopez.
Did that work for Tanya Harding? I'm just saying.
You're right. Good point.
Your reasoning is a little off.
Well, I don't know. I don't know many people I'd like to punch. I'm just, a very, philanthropic, humanitarian type person.
Get the hell out of here. No, we're not going to punch Hall & Oates. We love you. If you're on tour in LA, I know you recently were, just call us.
Get some tickets, yo.
Yeah. I would punch Laura Ingraham in the face. I'm not a violent person. I am not someone who advocates for violence. But I mean, if I could do it and she wouldn't really get harmed in the process, but I would at least unleash some of the pent-up anger and frustration I have toward her, I would totally do it. She is a terrible person, a terrible commentator. Some of her commentary is racist. Some of her commentary is sexist. Some of her commentary is just straight up against the middle class and working class in America, and I can't stand her. And to top it all off, she spreads a lot of misinformation. So Laura Ingraham, if I could punch you and get away with it, I would 100% do it.
This is the second panel I'm on that you mention your extreme hatred of Laura Ingraham.
She's a terrible person.
No, I'm saying like I
Yeah.
at least want to see it happen. Like I want to see the altercation. I want to see the feud like go down.
Yeah, I don't know. I look innocent and sweet, but when you get on my bad side, I get pretty feisty. So I want to know who you want to punch in the face. Tell me in the comments section below, and we'll see you guys soon.